We're joined via Teams by National Association of Artisanal Miners spokesperson Zethu Hlatshwayo. Good afternoon, Zethu, and thank you for your time with us here on the SABC.
Good afternoon to you, my sister, and good afternoon to your viewers at home.
Zethu, let's get your reaction. Now, as the National Association of Artisanal Miners, let's get your reaction to government's decision to deploy over 3,000 army personnel, perhaps to conduct an anti-criminality operation against illegal mining across all provinces.
No, thank you very much for the opportunity. The first thing that we want to say as the National Association of Artisanal Miners is that we are seeing that there is a gap whereby there is no working relation, so to speak, when it comes to this issue, because I think the DMRE is supposed to be also forming part of the task team, because you would know that there is a policy that was gazetted last year by Minister Kwede Mantashe for artisanal and small-scale mining. So the deployment of the army and in the artisanal and small-scale mining sector is going to cost a lot of money first, but we feel that that money could have been used to support, the artisanal and small-scale miners that have already registered themselves as cooperative, aligning themselves with the laws, with the policy that is already out. But now everyone is painted with the same brush to say now anyone that is mining for subsistence or for livelihoods, and now it becomes a criminal, and we all know that the army is not going to react, nicely to everyone, especially on the people that are working as artisanal and small-scale miners.
Zethu, thank you for those sentiments, because as the National Association of Artisanal Miners, given the gaps that you've alluded to, how do you propose government deal with the issue at hand?
First and foremost, we recommend that we implement the policy according to its entirety. By that I mean there are cooperatives that are already registered themselves, artisanal miners across South Africa. We need to prioritize and pilot all the minerals, whether it's gold, diamond, all the minerals across all the sectors in all the provinces. That way we will be able to know these are the guys that are working in the artisanal and small scaling sector, and they are legalized, they are formalized, and they are decriminalized. And then the culprits, the criminals, the syndicates can be dealt with the full might of the law. That we agree with. But now deploying the army at this point, it will paint everyone, and it will really cause hunger, because we know the situation on the ground, that people are not working as artisanal miners for no reason, but they are trying to put bread on the table.
All right, so just for clarity's sake, you've obviously separated the syndicates from the artisanal miners, and you are the view that the syndicate should experience the full might of the law, but there are also implications. Perhaps just walk us through really why you think there is some resistance behind the decriminalization as proposed by government.
I think I will blame it on the slow-paced movement of the DMRE dragging really its feet, when it comes to holding the people who have mined before the areas without rehabilitation to account. That is the first thing that was supposed to happen, that the DMRE is supposed to be focusing on, and making sure that those mines that are still mineral rich, that are still viable, safe to work in, are prioritized and given to artisanal and small-scale miners across all communities, because not everyone is working for the syndicates in those communities where artisanal mining or small-scale mining is taking place. So that is the first thing. But the second thing is that we should make sure that DMRE also fast-track the process of permitting, according to the policy, artisanal and small-scale miners that have already registered themselves as cooperative. We have numerous of them, from Port Nolos to the Northern Cape, Northwest. We have Kosh, we have Mpumalanga, Gauteng. So across all provinces, we have cooperatives that have registered under NAM. So we would say it is vital that the DMRE partners now at this point in time to pilot and fast-track the process of permitting the artisanal and small-scale miners that want to participate meaningfully and put bread on the table, and also turn the tide of unemployment and also the illicit flows of the mineral.
All right, so Zethu, just very quickly, speaking of partnerships with NAM at this point, perhaps you could talk to us about some of the work that you as the association have been doing to work towards formalizing the sector and how it's benefited those small-scale miners, and really then how the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy can come on board to collaborate, given that you say this is one such alternative that hasn't fully been explored.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for a beautiful question. I think recently, last month already, as the National Association of Artisanal Miners, we had a conference, and whereby we also invited DMRE to participate and come through to the meeting, so that those artisanal and small-scale miners cooperative across all the provinces in the country, they were present. I'm talking about all the provinces. They were present, and they were on that day. We were doing something that is called training and capacity building to make sure that the cooperatives that are under NAM are trained, they are equipped, they can be able to be profitable and sustainable. But we are not there on our own. We had our mentors, our pathfinders, our mentors. By that I'm talking about the Batupile Primary Cooperative, which is doing wonders in the Northern Cape. But alone, it will not make a difference. Hence, they were there to empower us with the knowledge and expertise and the skills, and some of the key lessons that they have learned along the way in the chain of artisanal and small-scale mining, because they were the first that were given permits as back as 2017. So by this time, they were trying to make sure that all the other cooperatives across all the provinces have the necessary information and have the necessary papers, so that they can be able to persuade the policy. But what has been a challenge was that DMRE did not pitch on that conference, because we wanted to present and give those cooperatives to the DMRE, the Director General, even the Minister, to make sure that artisanal miners, especially those that are working under NAM, that don't want to be criminalized and be found working against the government. We wanted them to get those recommendations, and also the evidence-based research that you have been doing with other organizations such as your Action Aid, Open Society, and also Wits University School of Mining under Dr. Ponsoli Duhaba, which was showing that there are areas that artisanal mining is thriving across all provinces: Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Northwest, and also Kimberley. But now those recommendations need to be implemented. We wanted to use that opportunity to make sure that DMRE has those recommendations, knows that these are the people that want to work under the legal regime and the policy, so that they can benefit their communities, their families, and their country. But that opportunity was missed, unfortunately, because the DMRE did not pitch.
Okay,
but
so Zethu, let me, just for the interest... Just for the interest of time, I want to cut in there, because on the back of that, you've spoken about the reports, but there was a lack of implementation. I have to wrap up this conversation, but as NAM, as the association, what are you then going to do from here into, given that the army has been deployed, and since the DMR, as you say, hasn't pitched up, where to from here? What's your next step of action as an association?
No, most definitely, we are going to be having a meeting with the maximum leadership and make sure that all the NAM branches, we have a mandate from the branches to say how do we approach this. But the only way that you are going to do this is that you are going to go back to the DMRE, because the policy is under the DMRE. We are the children of the land. We are the children of DMRE. So if the policy is there to be implemented, it must be implemented, and it must be fast-tracked, so that we don't find ourselves being killed for trying to put bread on the table. Because I'm telling you, people are going to die, innocent people are going to die, because we all know that the army is not really going to approach this situation lightly, and people especially the pictures that we try to share with the media, shows that people that are working under unarmed, they are unarmed, they don't have weapons. So we are not aiming to fight, but we are aiming to get the permits as soon as possible, as fast as possible, so that we can be able to prevent unnecessary loss of life and criminalization, and then put dignity back to the lives of the people that want to put bread on the table under the National Association of Artisanal Miners.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Zethu, thank you.